Welcome everyone, this is Zozo Stock Watch, and let's get ready for Friday, June 23rd with our Stock Watch list. Before we get into our Stock Watch list, let's go ahead and take a look at the overnight futures. It's about 7:30 my time. Dow futures are up about 13, S&P futures are up 1, and the NASDAQ futures are up 6 at the moment. For your calendar of events for tomorrow, for some of the earnings that are coming out tomorrow before the open, BlackBerry, BBRY, and Finish Line, FINL, will be two names reporting earnings in the morning before the bell. Fed Speak, we do have some Fed Speak tomorrow at 11:15 and 12:40 p.m. We have Fed Speak at economically, we have 9:45 PMI corporate flash, 10 o'clock new home sales, 1 o'clock the bakery use rig count, and that'll be coming out at 1 p.m. on Friday. Overnight tonight at 8:30, Japan PMI manufacturing index flash will be coming out. That's for tonight, Thursday. So there's your economic and Fed Speak for Friday. Your conference calls for tomorrow at 8 a.m. Kang, K-A-N-G, BlackBerry, BBRY, 8 a.m. Finish Line at 8:30 a.m. and that's for Friday, June 23rd. All right, we'll go ahead and get that out of the way. And next thing up is we'll go through some news that hit after the bell. And after the bell, we had news from IONS right here in the pink, and you see they had a Form 8K. EVEP Form 4 Director purchased 21,000 shares. Form 8K entered into agreement with affiliates Biomed Realty, pursuant in which the company will purchase the real property located, and there's the address. And so they did a purchase of, I guess, some land or something at IONS. Sonic, we have earnings. We had earnings out from Sonic, and I'll show you these charts in a few minutes. And let's see, RIGL announces oral presentation, phase 3 clinical data at the European Hematology Association. Jones Energy exits Arkoma Basin, and that's their news. TLRD Form 4 CFO purchased 10K shares. GTE Form 4 Director purchased 57,000 shares. GTE, $2.08 on GTE. Let's see if that GTE did anything after hours. No. On the Sonic earnings, that one pushed down after hours on their earnings. What was the other one? IONS. Basically, you know, flat in the after hours. This is the 5 pre and post market chart. Who else did we mention before I forget? EVEP. Nothing really in the after hours on that purchase. TLRD. Let's see if that did anything after hours. No. All right. GT we checked. BBRY had earnings after the bell. They missed on earnings, missed on everything, and BBRY was getting a hit. Actually smashed down on BBRY after the earnings, and then popped a little bit on their earnings. And let's see. NAT Form F3 SR 500 million mixed shelf offering. That's this one right here. IDRA announces FDA orphan drug designation. IDRA, I think that was up. Yeah, this IDRA was up and after hours on that. So that news is right here. Next one. Let's see, Form SC 13G filed by Soroban Capital Partners, 5% stake MGM. What else? Also, Kang had earnings after the bell, KNG. That one's dropping a little bit, and after hours. Let's see, North Korea fires off another rocket engine test, so that's still going on. That's pretty much it for the news after the bell. Just scroll through them again. Is there anything we missed? I don't think so. All right, so let's see. So the companies that are earnings after the bell, BBRY, we said that was down. SONC, that was down, then flattened out. SGH had earnings after the bell, and that was volatile. SGH, SNX had earnings also after the bell that popped and then it pulled back. And then we just mentioned Kang, K-A-N-G, and they have their conference call at 8 a.m. tomorrow. I think that's it for the news I wanted to show you. Get that out of the way, fix this, and we'll go to the SPY chart just to take a look what's going on in the markets a little bit. And here you see, we had that resistance up here, and we've been kind of in this consolidation zone. Volume only 44 million shares traded in the SPY today. And then we have this 242 level that we're kind of watching, and you can see it maybe better on the SPX. We had this breakout, and now we've been pulling back from this breakout, but we are holding above the 20 SMA, so that's a good sign. But if we break it, we may test that support area here, and that 242 spot on the SPY. Some stuff, Hack held the 50 SMA. Now Hack is the cybersecurity ETF. Has such things as Palo Alto Networks, PANW, FEYE, CUDA, Cyber, and FTNT, or just a few names that are in the Hack ETF, HACK. And so that's been holding the 50 SMA. Is turning back up. IBB was another strong 1% move today in the IBB. You could say it's a little bit extended on the daily chart, but then if you look at a weekly chart, that's a nice move. You want to see some consolidation and hold support. Now this is the weekly of the IBB. Same thing with the XBI, the smaller cap biotechs, big push up. Weekly chart you're looking at. So now we need a little bit of consolidation in the biotechs, I think. OIH, and we'll go back to the daily chart. Now this one has been getting pushed down pretty much every day. Schlumberger, new lows. Halliburton, new lows. Rig, let's see if that, well, Rig kind of stopped going down, but not a great candle there. And BHI, another one in that sector. XLE down here at the lows, and that's the energy ETF, and that's trying to hold these lows here, but we'll see. You would think maybe shorts might start to cover a little bit. They've had a great trend down, so we'll see if we can get a bounce in that on Friday on the XLE. OIH, same thing, see if we get a bounce maybe in that. TAN was very strong today, and some of the solar names, CISQ, FSLR, Sedge, Run, SPWR. So a lot of big pushes in the solar names, and that's the solar ETF TAN. And let me see if I can. Okay, here's why shares of Canadian solar popped today, and Trump was involved. Basically, Donald Trump talked about a solar wall with Mexico at campaign rally last night. So there's solar, I guess they're going to use that for the wall or something. So that's kind of what ignited the solar stocks today. All right, so that's the solar stocks. Let me see if there's anything else on my sheet. That's pretty much it. I guess we can go into the stocks to watch. It is Friday, and I have quite a few, but just putting these on your plate. We don't know what's going to move tomorrow, so I'll give you, I think what I have 29. Obviously you can't play all of them, but pick and choose what you like. If you like the smaller ones, pick some of the smaller ones, and if you like some of the larger names. But there's some good charts in here, so I didn't want to neglect any. So here comes the first one, and we talked about this one in last night's video, this ADMP, and we did get the pop in that. So we're looking for a continuation move maybe in ADMP. They got the FDA approval on that EpiPen. And it had this big pop up. It pulled back. It was nice. It held the 10 SMA right here, and then slowly, came back up. So you might get a continuation move in that. AKAM. We spoke about this in previous videos, and it is still trying to turn back up. So this AKAM, not really a day trader right now, more maybe a swing position. So if you can get it down here at 50, it might be worth a good risk to reward, may fill this gap. It is still under the 50 SMA. ANY, this is one of those little penny stocks, it trades on the NASDAQ, but got a nice pop, big volume, under $1 name, but there might be a play in this tomorrow on ANY. BBRY, BlackBerry has earnings before the bell, so we'll have to keep an eye on this one tomorrow. I think they report like around 7:30. Don't quote me on that, but we'll see if we get a continuation move in BlackBerry tomorrow. And then don't forget, the conference call is at 8 o'clock on the name. BZUN, this is a retailer, specialty retailer, and they are turning back up. Maybe this break of 22. 1.4 million shares traded in the name. So we had a high today of 22.22, so maybe 22.08 might be enough to get that one going. CAMT, after this big huge run up and pullback, if this one can take out the highs of 558, 560, maybe it gets going again. Shares started to pick up in volume a little bit. So this was really hot, this one, and then kind of been trailing off, but now it's been holding this support here. So we'll see if I want to turn this one back up. CEMP, nice pop in it today. 1.3 million shares traded, maybe trying to fill this gap. It's up quite a few days in a row, so not a favorite, but if we can get a trade in this perhaps. And that's a biotech stock. CERS, looking for this one to take out the high of the day, 258 again on this name, so 260 might be enough. 1.6 million shares, CERS, biotech name. DMPR, big pop in this up to about 275, but it closed below the 50 SMA. Huge volume, 2.5 million shares, so maybe this one might have some action in it tomorrow. DRAM, not an easy trader, but it is still holding above the 10. It's holding above the 13. And we are back above the 5 EMA. We have a high today of 307. 310 might be enough to get this one going on DRAM if it wants to go. And when I look at this one, I always check out this SCON chart, but that doesn't look as promising. This one is holding above the fast moving averages, and there is space up to the 50, and we had a big pop the other day, so we'll see if that wants to do anything. eBay, some topping tails here, but if it can get over that 35.29, we'll call it 35.35 spot on eBay with 5.6 million shares traded. Maybe we can kind of get a continuation move, so watch that 35.35 on eBay. EBIO has been perking up, trying to break out over this $1.50. The high today 150 exactly, and so if it can get back over 150, maybe get a continuation move. Very light volume though today, so just be aware of that. EKSO, still holding above the 50 SMA yellow line, 1.6 million shares, holding above the 5 EMA, holding above the 10. The moving averages are turning back up. So we'll see if this one wants to maybe give us a continuation over 212 on EKSO. And RWLK was one that I was watching, and it's on this list also. You know, still holding above the 5 EMA. They're doing battle here at the 5 EMA and they can't break it down. So maybe this turns back up also. The high today was $1.85, so maybe over $1.85 on RWLK. It might go if EKSO goes. FEYE, which we spoke about, the cybersecurity names. 6 million shares traded. Hack was turning up, HACK, the ETF. So 1576, 1578. Maybe we'll get it through finally this $16 range here on FEYE, FEYE. And let's just see why. BR, Cyber, don't like that one as much. FTNT, don't like that one as much. And PANW, you know, this one's turning back up. So this is the leader. But for right now, I like that FEYE, you know, for a trade better. So we'll see. I'll be watching that one. FRTA, 1.7 million shares, trying to turn back up here. I don't know what the damage was here. It's building and materials, but this gap down. But now they're trying to turn it back up. You know, if it can take out maybe 775, and you might get a continuation move through $8 on it. HIMX. I'll tell you, this is a weird stock. It never, you know, all the strength in the semiconductor names, and this one could never just get going. But you know, it's still hanging in there. It's hanging above the 10 SMA. It did pop today, over 3 million shares, almost 4 million shares. 830 was the high today, and it's really not a great intraday trader. I mean, I guess if you caught it at the open, it was great, but then it trailed off again. But you know, if you can get over that 830, maybe finally this might get interesting and make, you know, a push up. HOS, an oil name, you know, with oil selling off, you know, each day, this HOS has actually held up and made a new high here on HOS. The high on it was 311. So if you can get back over 305, maybe, you know, you might get a continuation, or you can just wait for the 311 break on HOS. But this is amazing strength with oil, you know, what oil's been going through. And if you haven't been noticing, oil broke, you know, that 43 support. They are trying to hold 42. I mean, nothing's going to go down in a straight line, so there's going to be bounces along the way. But you see the weakness in oil. This is WTI, and if you're familiar with it, the ETF, the USO, has been, you know, selling off, but this HOS has been holding up. So this is, you know, one to watch, I think, especially, you know, if oil turns. There was another one, ADL. That one, you know, had these big pops here, but now it's trailed off. And then the other oil name that's been hanging in there, and it's on my list, is ZN, and I'll talk about it now since we're talking about oil. You know, if it can break above, you know, 275, would be a nice break over on this name. So if it can do that, you know, maybe you might get this push back up to the $4 range. So we'll see on ZN. IDRA, just because they had the news and this pop after hours, so this one will be on watch tomorrow. CarMax reported earnings, and this is crazy candles, right? Sold off, bounced back, came back down, 200 SMA, bounces back up. Huge volume in the name on CarMax, so that one will be on watch. AN is another one, AutoNation, and True, TRUE, not doing as well. There's this, what is it, C-Van? Or Caravan or something? Carvan, I think it is, right? Yeah, here it is. Carvana, okay, yeah. This was a recent IPO, and this thing is soaring. You know, I think you just buy cars off the internet or something. So, you know, this has been very strong. So can't say I'm in that one though. Next one up is LINU. This is one of those sub $1 names. It trades on the NASDAQ though, and it's trying to break out over maybe this 300 SMA, which is at 57 cents. So 58 cents, might send this thing if you want to try it, on the break of 55 or 56 cents. That's an option too on LINU. Momo starting to turn back up. It's at 38.93. The high the other day was 39.39. So maybe over 39.40 on this name it can get going, and this can make some really nice moves on MOMO, and you don't have to play huge share size, and it's trying to get back over the 50 SMA. MOSY, after hours it did this, popped, and then you see these little dots here on MOSY. So I'll have this one on watch to see how it sets up tomorrow. Next one, OVAS, nice candle here, looking for the $2 break. Maybe 195 is enough to get it through $2. Another biotech name, a beaten down biotech name, and it's been chopping sideways ever since. And now it's starting to turn up. 4.5 million shares came in the name on OVAS. RWLK we spoke about. SHLD, it keeps holding this 650 spot. The bears don't seem to be able to break it down. If they can't break it down, it may pop up through $7 a share. I mean, I don't know, they have nothing really going for it, but stranger things have happened in the markets. And there's JCPenney and Macy's. These are all clobbered. You may want to watch Macy's too tomorrow for turnarounds, trying to hold this 22 area on Macy's. JWN, trying to push out maybe up over $48 a share. So maybe the worst is over in the retailers. We'll see. Costco was getting clobbered today. Came down to the 400 SMA, the purple line, solid line right here. So let's see if Costco bounces off this 400 SMA. It's pretty oversold here at this point, so we'll see what they want to do with Costco. It was down another 2% today on Costco. Next one up is SHOP, and it's starting to turn back up. Wish we could have caught this at the 50 SMA. Didn't have my eye on it, but if it can get over the highs today and back over the 20 SMA, this might do some damage to the shorts again. Here's your little pullback here to the 50, and then it may be starting to bounce back up. And this might not happen tomorrow, Friday, but next week might be one to watch also. SNCR, 4.7 million shares. We have a high on the name at 12.93. Really, 12.93? Is I reading that right? Yep, 12.93, and we closed at 12.18. So I don't really like that part of it, but it is trying to turn up and out. It's over the fast-moving averages. It's back over the 20 SMA. So we'll see how this one sets up. TROV. This one I think was moving up in after hours. Let's see, 130 close, and it's at 141 in after hours. And so maybe this one gets going, maybe over this 145 break on TROV, and we already went over ZN. So that's pretty much it for the watch list. If you want to, here we'll take a look at Apple, still doing the same thing, hanging around the 100 SMA. Google, just chopping below the 20 SMA. Amazon, holding above the fast moving averages, still holding above $1,000. Netflix, just messing around with the 50 SMA. It's in a tight range. Let me open that up for you. So there's Netflix. Tesla just keeps on going, right? The bears cannot kill this one. I think they're going to get into music, and everybody is saying, well then Tesla, why don't you purchase Pandora? And Pandora popped. So keep your eye maybe on Pandora tomorrow, but so far I think Tesla wants to invent their own music play, so we'll see, but you never know. There's Pandora, and I think Spotify becomes an IPO next year, if I read that someplace, if I read that correctly. So that's Pandora. You know, some little stocks. GoPro's been basing. There's chatter trying to get this thing to move. So there was some chatter that Red Bull might be taking over GoPro. So who knows? Just because I almost typed it in GoGo, nothing going on there. Juno was a name we spoke about this week, making big moves in that one. Hope you caught that. AMD gave nice trades. I'm still in some of this AMD, and you know, trying to hold it. The last few shares, you know, go for the ride, as they say. What did Intel do today? You know, Intel messing around with the 400 EMA, bounced off of it. So, but that doesn't look like a very good chart. SMH, you know, still below the 20 SMA, and NVIDIA. We'll just take a look at this NVIDIA. You know, still messing around with this 160 spot, but holding up. And AGVO, right? Isn't it? What is it? AVGO? Yeah, here we go. Broadcom. You know, that one's still holding above the 10 SMA, but you know, needs to make a move soon. All right, so that's going to be it. Tomorrow's Friday. Be careful out there. This has been Zozo Stock Watch. Thank you for all your support on YouTube, and have a great day tomorrow. Thank you for listening, and hit that thumbs up. Give the hit that subscriber button. Good night.